Hello and welcome to Planetary Evolution. This is a space to discuss our path to peace and consciousness. I'm your host, Jared ANGAZA. Here's what you can expect from this channel. I believe that we are all interconnected. We don't have any choice in that matter. It has always been and it always will be. But we do have a choice in whether or not we embrace it or we reject it. Despite our modern technology and all of the things that affords us in terms of connectivity and being connected to people on the other side of the planet and being connected instantly and always, I believe we are still very disconnected as humans. We're disconnected from our source, from that energy, from God. I believe that we're disconnected from the earth and the way that the relationship that we have with the earth. I don't believe that we're in harmony with the earth like we could be, or the animals for that matter. I believe that we are spiritually deprived as well. We're not as conscious beings as we could be. That leaves us bereft of peace, and whether it be in our personal lives, peace of mind, or peace as a society in terms of our violent nature and so on. And I think this is completely antithetical to how we were created. It is not the way that we were designed. We are out of alignment. I think that we were created to thrive through our interconnectedness and through understanding that interconnectedness. Today, however, in modern society, we continue to be divided through fear. We fear other people. We fear what they might do to us. We fear all of these things that may happen that haven't. And we build bigger borders and walls and things like that. I believe that is a representation of our priorities being off, unaligned. I think that our capitalistic agreement thrives off of this division. It is morphed into that. Capitalism served us for a while until we left the gold standards 50, 60 years ago. And now we have a system that has gone unhinged. It's off the rails. And it thrives off of our division. It thrives off of our perspective of scarcity. Perspective is really what we're talking about here. I want to talk a lot about perspective. I've been writing about it for years and how it influences everything we do, and we get our truths and beliefs from our perspective, and that perspective is influenced by our environment and by the things that we allow to come into our minds, by media and so on. So I think that because if we look at our capitalistic system and we realize that we make more money from war and sickness than we do from peace and health, that should be a very, very good indicator that our systems, our social agreements, are in need of reform, at least. I'll leave it at that for now. But this is a discussion that I want to have. I want to talk about how do we evolve our social agreements? How do we evolve our systems in society? And what does it mean to evolve? What does evolution actually mean? I think it's another word that's kind of been watered down over the years. We are all interconnected. We are part of the same source. As Carl Sagan would say, we're all star stuff from that same energy. And I believe that we are created to be love. In my family, we don't have many rules. We have one guiding principle, that is to just be love. So I want to talk about that concept and what it means in actual application. I believe that if we are all being love and we're choosing, no matter the circumstances, to respond in love rather than to react in whatever negative emotion may arise at the time, we can achieve peace in society. We can have equality. We can have ecological harmony, and we can have true happiness. That's another thing that I want to talk about is happiness. What is happiness? What is success? Obviously, it's different for everyone, but I think there's some fundamentals there that we can agree on, and I think we can also agree that some of those fundamental aspects that we have now are, again, unaligned, and they're keeping us divided. I think we can redefine success. We can redefine happiness. So I want to talk about science and biology and cosmology. I'm a bit of a science nerd. And I want to talk about what it means to be planetary, a planetary being. Part of my journey as an activist over the last 20 years has been to realize that I have to first take care of myself. I have to fine-tune this engine such that I'm able to interact with society in a way that benefits society in a greater way. So I want to talk about that and what it means to evolve and to be love and why we're here. I mean, I realize it's a lofty kind of item to discuss. However, I think it's something that we have the ability to discuss today. We have more information than ever before, more connectivity than ever before. And I think that affords us a brilliant opportunity to be able to really embrace our intrinsic interconnectedness as humans. This is an ongoing conversation for peace and consciousness. How do we get there? How do we become more peaceful and conscious beings? I want to contribute in everything that I do to a more harmonious world. And I want to do that through conversation with you. So if this conversation is interesting to you, I hope that you will subscribe. I hope you'll share it with your friends and spread the word and get them to engage as well. And most of all, I hope you'll interact and engage through the comment section and let me know what you're thinking. I'd love to take questions. This is a new project. It's based off of 20 years of activism and building brands and marketing and understanding psychology and the dynamics of what makes us human, what makes us think, why do we change our behaviors, why do we create habits and hang on to behaviors, and my own journey, I guess, through understanding that, as Buddha would say, that all misery is rooted in attachment. And being able to let go of the reins and flow like water, like we talk about in the Tao Te Ching, is such an important part of our enlightenment as a society and as part of our path to peace. I want to talk to you, and I hope you want to be part of this with me. This is a collaborative effort. So join me, subscribe here. I hope you're thriving, and I wish you strength and peace as you evolve into love.